Welcome to Blockchain Recorded, the podcast for the tech curious, where we talk about anything and everything related to the exponentially evolving crypto blockchain and Web 3.0 space. Blockchain Recorded's mission is simple: to share knowledge and insight and help evolve education in blockchain fundamentals and decentralization solutions. We at Blockchain Recorded are not registered investment advisors and do not deal with financial or trading token elements, nor offer any licensed financial services. The content of this podcast is provided for informational and educational purposes only, while the opinions of all parties involved are their own. I'm your host, Nina Cerar. I have a finance background, having worked on Wall Street and the pharmaceutical industry. After living in 5 countries and dedicating time to my family, I left the corporate world. Today, I work as a freelance consultant and am fascinated by the innovative space of crypto and blockchain, different ways of thinking, and the people that are making that happen. So let's talk blockchain. Before we begin, let me say a few words about our sponsors. This episode sponsors 4thTech, which is short for Fourth Pillar Technologies. 4thTech is a next-gen multi-blockchain ecosystem, platform, cryptocurrency, and a suite of decentralized applications that enable users to exchange data files and instant messages from wallet to wallet in a secure and decentralized way. 4thTech supports Ethereum, Solar, Polkadot Substrate Edgeware, and Solana. Multi-blockchain support enables users to choose the network of their choice according to decentralization, transaction speed, and price. 2 of the 4thTech main innovations are 4DX, which can be described as the blockchain WeTransfer alternative, and 4IM, which uses Solana blockchain to serve as an immutable ledger exchanging encrypted short instant messages. This episode is also sponsored by CoinMarketLeague.com. CoinMarketLeague is a platform helping investors to find interesting coins and projects to gain more exposure and social following. At CoinMarketLeague, users can vote for their favorite projects, discover events, and upcoming IDOs on different launch pads. Head on to CoinMarketLeague.com and learn more. So today we have 4thTech returning to our podcast to talk about their Solana Ignition Hackathon 2021 experience, namely their on-chain instant messaging application, technical challenges during the hackathon, the recognition, and more. Welcome back, guys. I heard you had a crazy couple of months behind you.
Hi, hello, Nina.
So there are 4 of you joining today. Tali, Denis, and Peter, we had you once here on Blockchain Recorded. And Andrej, you are a newbie. Can each of you give us just a quick intro of yourselves?
Yeah, hi Nina, it's good to be back. Thanks. My name is Tali Rezun. I'm the 4thTech initiative head.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name is Denis and I'm the 4thTech CTO.
Hello, my name is Peter Tug and I'm 4thTech developer.
Hello, my name is Andrej Gorenjak. I'm the 4thTech developer.
Great, thanks. So the goal of today's podcast is to talk about the Solana Hackathon and your related experience. As far as I understand, there are thousands of teams that applied to the hackathon, and I'm sure hundreds more that thought about it. So today's goal is to clarify as much as possible, also for them, the ones that were not involved. Let's start with a short project overview for the listeners first that are not familiar with 4thTech. Where does 4thTech fit into the blockchain ecosystem? And where do you stand out? Tali?
Okay, yes, thanks for the question. So we started back in 2017 when we realized how important decentralization is. For 4 years now, we have been developing data management solutions utilizing various blockchains one way or another. So you could say that we are contributing to blockchain infrastructure development. So if we take a look at the blockchain landscape these days, most of the attention is focused on decentralized finance, which is great. We all love DeFi. Mm-hmm. But let's not forget there are crucial developments still needed to be done in various fields, from infrastructure, data management, decentralized storage, and so on. So we like to think that we are working to solve one piece of that puzzle. Mm-hmm. So if we simplify, our solutions are not that hard to understand. If we focus on the 4DX, for example, we are talking about peer-to-peer data exchange between users. In our case, user wallets. You have all used WeTransfer at one time or another, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So the 4DX can be compared to WeTransfer, but with a few major differences. The data files are exchange between wallets, and private keys are used for access. So if we dive a little bit more into the technical side, the exchange encrypted data files are stored in the off-chain repository, while the user is provided with a link of the saved data file location, which is stored on the blockchain. So this approach was needed to achieve GDPR compliance. But we are working towards providing a second option for storing data files on a decentralized storage. But more on that next year.
Great, Tali. Thanks for that. Makes things clearer. What is your current main occupation or focus right now?
Yeah, currently our main focus goes to the 4IM, or the instant messaging protocol, which is deployed on the Solana blockchain and was also part of the Solana Ignition Hackathon submission. So Solana is suitable for on-chain instant messaging due to its speeds and low transaction cost. So deploying on Solana was the logical choice. Similar to 4DX, where data files are exchanged between wallets, also messages here are exchanged between wallets, and the private keys are used for decryption. So what we wanted to achieve here is to offer different data management solutions all under one roof. So when you log into the 4thTech web platform, you can exchange data files using 4DX. You can verify their authenticity and timestamp using the 4NS. Connect your identity with the X509 digital certificate standard, or using 4ID, or chat using the 4IM. So as far as we know, there is no similar all-in-one solution on the market that is innovated in such depth, EVM, Substrate, and Solana compatible and production ready. So that is where we definitely stand out.
So how did you recognize the importance behind the development of 4IM?
Yeah, I think that privacy in online communication is a fundamental right of every person. Exchanging private instant messages securely over the internet should be easy and accessible to all. So yeah, we already developed infrastructure such as the 4thTech web platform and dedicated wallet. There was only a matter of community incentive and finding the right network to support it. So what is extremely important is to know that with 4IM, the user will gain control over their messages. The messages are end-to-end encrypted and stored on the Solana blockchain. Messages are not stored on any company server. Every message is signed with the receiver's public key. Your Solana wallet address serves as your on-chain identity. So when the 4thTech platform reaches full decentralization, it will not matter if we are here, if the project is here or not. All the control will be in the user's hands.
Let's continue with Solana. When and how did you know that it's the right blockchain for 4IM? Maybe Peter, can you answer this one?
Sure. Thank you, Nina, for the question. We recognize Solana's advantages already at the beginning of 2021 and were searching for a technically acceptable way to deploy the instant messaging protocol. We needed a fast and low transaction cost blockchain to make it work. Because the name instant messaging speaks for itself. The messages must be exchanged close to real time. There is speed and there is also a cost. The goal was to develop a truly on-chain chat, but that means one message, one transaction. And can you imagine the cost on Ethereum now?
Yeah.
So yes, Solana was a perfect fit here because transactions are executed in less than a second with the costs of less than a cent of a dollar.
Right. So Solana Hackathon, what drove you to the decision of applying, Denis?
We were already deep in the 4IM development when we noticed the Solana Hackathon. So applying was the logical thing to do. We were already deploying on Solana in any case. Hackathon success could bring the needed adoption and 4IM recognition.
As far as I understand, you applied with two solutions. So Solana 4DX and Solana 4IM, if that's correct. What was the process? Maybe Peter, if you could take this one.
Yes, of course. We have entered the hackathon with the Solana version of the 4DX or Data File Exchange Protocol and the 4IM, the Solana Instant Messaging. We filled two separate submissions as two standalone projects. We needed to provide solution description, technical clarification, and we needed to provide a way for the judges to test both solutions and give them access to the code on GitHub.
Great, thanks. Can you talk about the last 10 days before the deadline? I imagine they were probably monumental and ones to remember, or maybe you'd rather forget them. I heard that you didn't sleep much, Denis. Is that true?
What can I say? Despite all the planning, new issues were popping up that needed to be resolved. One of the problems was that we had multiple subscription on program account change that worked fine on a local node, but on a DevNet that wasn't working. So I had to change this to only one subscription per program. There are also some other issues, but this is all part of programming where you have to solve all kinds of problems. And I think that on Thursday, one day before the deadline, I didn't sleep for 40 hours.
Oh God, that sounds intense. That sounds really intense. But if I understand, can we actually test the chat, or was it open only for the hackathon judges?
FOURim testing is available for all. I mean, everybody. All they need is logging into the 4thTech web platform. And also note that at this moment, FOURim is running under Solana DevNet. So DevNet tokens are needed to execute transactions. Because of DevNet, tokens are available publicly, so anyone can airdrop them to their wallet Solana account.
Can you, Peter, maybe take us through how the chat works?
For sure. To exchange instant messages from one wallet Solana address to another wallet Solana address, there is a couple of steps to take. First one is you need to download 4thTech for wallet browser extension, and you need to initialize it, meaning you need to create yourself account. Then you need to log into 4thTech web platform. Third step is to airdrop Solana token to your wallet Solana account. Those tokens are available publicly. Then you need to click the instant messaging tab. And after that, all you need to do is get contract address for Solana recipient address, which is available in the friends for account section. And once you have this address, you can start chatting. And then you can check the transactions on blockchain by clicking on the Explorer link below.
Great. So both protocols are up and running. Andrej, can you talk about this more?
Yes, both protocols are currently deployed on Solana DevNet. DevNet is a Solana testing network. 4thX is close to production, while the FOURim needs some more development time. There are some challenges that need to be solved. In any case, both protocols are operational and free to test.
Andrej, what did you do exactly? What part of the development was your responsibility?
At first, I created and implemented that FOURim design into the 4thTech platform. The next thing was to add Solana support to FOURwall. In the end, I was helping with connecting platform implementation with the blockchain program.
So what were the technical challenges that accompanied both deployments? Maybe Denis?
The Solana blockchain offers quite a lot of options for developers, but it's crucial to know that it is its own unique infrastructure and it cannot be compared to other blockchains. There are some similarities, but the getting up to speed learning curve is demanding itself. First, we had to learn all the ins and outs to find a perfect solution that would make sense and would enable both 4DX and 4IM. The approach of constructing the smart contract used on other chains was not applicable here. For example, on-chain storage was a challenge. Figuring out how to store messages on-chain the right way took me more time than I expected because at first I tried to keep all data in one place, but Solana has limited space and we needed a better solution.
Can you try to explain which 4IM smart contract solution or approach prevailed in the end?
Yes, I will try, but it's quite complicated for who are not familiar with Solana systems. All data on the Solana blockchain is saved in the PDA accounts. PDA accounts are owned by the 4IM program. 4IM uses 5 different types of accounts. The first one is the user account that holds conversation counter data. The second one is conversation account that holds message counter. Third one is user conversation account that holds conversation address. The fourth one is message account that holds message data, for example, sender, message type, content, and timestamp. And the fifth one is conversation encryption info account that holds data of the encryption conversation. We initialize the conversation between 2 wallets by creating a user account for sender and receiver. Next, we create a conversation account, then creating 2 user conversation accounts, one for the sender and second for the receiver. Next, we creating a message account, and at the end, creating a conversation encryption account. When the already created conversation continues, a new message account is created and the message counter in the conversation account is increased.
Oh, this is quite technical. Can anyone offer a more maybe general clarification?
Yes, I can maybe give you a simple clarification. From the point of view, let's say that you want to read all data related to you. At first, you need to know how many conversations you have. You get this info from user account. You have to get all messages for every conversation. To do that, you have to know how many messages a conversation has. This info is stored in a conversation account, but you have to get an address for a conversation account before that. And that address you get for a user conversation account. And now we have all the data to retrieve all messages from a conversation.
How did you solve the message speed challenge? I mean, Solana is fast, but surely there has to be some caching involved.
Yes, of course. The main problem is that when you load a conversation from the blockchain, all messages needs to be retrieved from the blockchain, which takes some time because every message is stored on a separate account. And the more messages the conversation has, the more time it takes to load messages. Yes, caching is a solution to prevent repeatedly loading all data from a blockchain that was already retrieved in the past.
Okay. I actually have to ask, what was happening behind the scenes? I read that there were over 5,000 applicants.
Yes, the hackathon was massive. There were 5,897 participants.
Oh, wow.
As far as we know, there were only 586 submissions that made it to the second round.
I read from the DevPost mail from, I think it was October 25th, which explains, is it 568 participants, that only top presentation selections will go through a formal code review. Do you know if you're among this top selection?
Yeah, during the judging process, we were contacted 3 times by the Solana team. According to them, our submission was super impressive and our code was part of the evaluation. So yes, we could say that we were among top selections.
Okay, so you know your code was evaluated. Do you have any idea what could be the reason why you didn't make the final breakthrough?
There could be a number of reasons. Our solutions are, for one, limited to be used only with the 4 wallet, the 4thTech wallet, native wallet. The 4 wallet was designed from the ground up with a specific purpose to support data exchange in one form or another. So enabling other wallets to serve the same function would require significant changes on the protocol and web platform end. I know there were questions from the Solana team if we support some other Solana wallets. So the 4IM messaging protocol was made to be used as a part of the 4thTech desktop web platform with the plans to evolve into a mobile version. The chat that was selected and went to the winning rounds was presented as a mobile solution from the beginning. It's hard to say what the final decision factor was, We are proud to have made it so far, to be recognized and to establish an active relationship with the Solana team. So in the process, we managed to deliver working 4IM messaging beta protocol, deployed on the Solana DevNet, and added additional network support to the 4DX, all that in record time.
That's a really big accomplishment. Great. Can we take a step back, maybe toward understanding your tokenizational model?
Yes, I will also try to simplify as much as possible. So when using the data file exchange of the 4DX, there are two costs appearing. Okay, so one is a blockchain transaction cost. So that depends on the blockchain that the user chooses, that is supported by the 4thTech, and the 4thTech service margin cost. So two costs. 4DX now supports Ethereum, Tolar, Polkadot, Substrate, Edgeware, and Solana. So if the user opts for Ethereum chain, the Ethereum transaction cost will be settled in ETH. If the user chooses the Solana, the transaction cost will be settled in Sol, and so on. So to simplify the user's experience, we kept the settlements in the native tokens of the selected chains. The 4IM, or Instant Messaging Protocol, transaction cost is now solely based on the Solana blockchain network transaction cost and has no additional service fee margin. To use it, only Sol tokens are needed.
Well, great. I think we can wrap up with a final question from my side. What are your current plans?
Yeah, we can divide our plans into, let's say, 3 goals. First and foremost, we must finish the Solana implementation, which include the 4IM transformation from beta to production and deployment of 4DX and 4IM smart contracts or programs, if we talk the Solana language, from the DevNet to Solana mainnet. So parallel to that, we will be concentrating on Web Platform Update 2.2, which will include total redesign, and quite a lot of user-related feature updates for better user experience.
Well, thanks, guys. This looks like a good point to end. Is there anything else you'd like to add that I maybe didn't ask?
I would just like to thank all of my colleagues on the 4thTech team. It's amazing what can be achieved in such a short time frame. I know that the hackathon process was taxing for all of us. I know that we did not get any sleep during the process, but I know that was worth it. We now have a working on-chain messaging solution running. So congrats to all of us. And Nina, really thank you for hosting us again.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you all. And I hope to have you on again in some time to see your overall progress, maybe in 2022.
Yes. Thanks
so
very
great.
much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Nina.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again to the 4thTech team for their hackathon update and for sponsoring us, as well as thank you everyone for listening. A big thanks also goes to coinmarketleague.com for co-sponsoring this episode. Thank you to the Barian Music team for providing their music. You can check out their latest album on barianmusic.com. You can find all supporting information on our website, blockchainrecorded.com, and listen to us on Google, Apple, and Amazon podcasts, as well as Spotify, Radio Public, and Stitcher. Be well and stay tuned for our next episode.